So, 3, 2, 1, go. Hey everyone, welcome back to Jaraci Cup 8. Welcome back to the group stage. We're going to cast a pretty hype game here between AGameAnx playing as the Galzian and MarchWaden playing as the ConF. Of course, he joins me again as our co-caster, so say hello to the people, and you better get it right this time.
Hello, the people.
To the people? Oh, whatever. You tried.
Hello to the people? That's what?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
And, interestingly, these two games actually played on 2 different days, so I'll be interested. Hello, boring bozo? Oh, that's just rude, Phoenix. But yeah, I'll be interested to see kind of what MarchWaden has to say about kind of like his mindset on these games. But for now, let's start out with the pick bans here. What were you thinking during the pick ban phase of this match here?
So he picked this map.
Yeah.
I picked Kalash T.
Kalash Teeth definitely kind of your go-to these days,
to...
right?
What was that?
Kalash Teeth definitely kind of your go-to these days, right? Seems like your strongest map.
I've been picking that a lot. I think, like, I pick Kalash Teeth when I'm feeling perhaps like that I can't win the game if it goes long.
That's kind of an interesting point.
Like, I generally pick that map for early aggression with sand skimmers.
Was it, hold up now, was it you who was doing the really interesting, like, blast run rush on Kalash Teeth? I think it was, right?
That was one of my games with Moose?
With Moose, yeah, with Moose.
Yeah, it was versus Moose that I did that, and yeah, I remember watching you cast that.
Yeah, that one was really fascinating. That was interesting to watch. Skimmer Fat, by the way, done for both of these players. They have ref mode out, so this is pretty standard openings from both of them, but base runner retire off of both sides as well. Looks like we have a bit of a quiet early game to talk about our boring game theory here. And yeah, Phoenix, that is MarchWaden casting. I think I said that, but he's a little slow, you know?
Slow on the uptake.
I mean, not trying to be rude to anyone. Unbiased casting here. Nah, you know how it is with Phoenix. I like to give him some grief. Looks like Rail Tech coming out for you now, MarchWaden. I think the normal thing here, if you can get scouting and see that your opponent with ref mode as well, is to get another PC. But I don't know. That's not exactly set in stone either.
So I went for Railgun Fabrication, expecting something like assault ships out of a game.
Right.
Or just, you know, something to help me trade well against his skimmers with mine.
Yeah. And he's saving up quite a bit of money here, so it looks like he is just gonna go for that second PC. Yeah, that should be oh, he doesn't have fleet cap up actually.
Yep.
Oh.
That came out a bit slow.
Yeah, and so he's actually going to go into Assault Ship Tech instead. That's a little bit uncharacteristic for a game to get pop blocked like that. But it's always comforting to someone like me who does it all the time to know that even the best have that happen to them, so... I see a couple of Assault Rails on the queue now as well, so... I was gonna say, actually, like, if you're gonna go for Tech instead of another PC, you definitely are going to want to go for... How should I say? You're definitely going to want to go for a bit of pressure here, so building the units is probably accurate here, and you do have one Assault Rail out. And I see that second PC getting queued as well. A-Game as well going to get a bit of a carrier scout, so he knows about the Rail Tech. Are you feeling uncomfortable not having any scouting of him so far, or is this kind of okay for you?
Definitely feeling the pressure to get scouting information on him, yeah.
Yeah, because you'd like to know if
fortunately, he's only long-distance mining from his third right now, but that's still more than I'm doing.
Well, that's true. I didn't actually notice that. I mean, he does actually have the eco lead in that case, right? Not by much, but he does have it. Good micro for you, though.
And then
Wow, yeah, gonna take 2 for nothing here. This is really nice micro from the skims. A-Game actually has the upgrade advantage.
It's not gonna matter, though, because he has the upgrade advantage.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
True.
Yeah, so he's going to trade much better than me in the end.
Caster cursing out of control, says A-Game. I like that. Yeah, indeed, he does clean up the skims there, and that also means no scouting on the carrier here, but that was some pretty out-of-your-mind micro there, but it looks like it didn't quite matter. Didn't have the numbers, didn't have the upgrades, so... A-Game gonna force MarchWaden back into his base here. We do have Dart Maneuver coming out, actually, on the Assault Rails, that's kind of fun. But at some point, I guess Blind Anti-Air is gonna be in order here. From A-Game? Look at this, A-Game is actually teching Missile Ship Fab. Okay, he cancels and goes Interceptors, that's gotta be the right call. Honor guards, okay. And MarchWaden, whoa, going to space here. Is this happening on your screen too? That salvager is like flying into the air.
Which one?
On your third base. I think sometimes it only happens like on one replay instead of both, but...
No, I'm not saying that.
I mean, he is like 4... No, more than that. He's like 10 kilometers above the map right now. You'll have to check it out later when you watch the VOD. Honor Guard Cruiser Fab then about 25 seconds out. Are you worried about air though? Because like I think for sure this could be a problem here.
Air is a concern. That's why I'm going to get Honor Guards.
Okay, for like the anti-air upgrade on them?
Yep.
Hey, anytime somebody gets Honor Guard anti-air, you know I'm happy with this.
It's a fun upgrade, man.
Oh yeah. And Skimmer upgrades continue to come out for A-Game, by the way. He's got damage 1 on the queue now. And he does have Interceptor Fab done, so his first Interceptors are on the way now.
Yeah. So I think it was maybe a bit of a mistake to try and attack him right now.
Yeah, right, because if you're worried about air, obviously... Yeah, you can't move out across the field like this. Once he sees those assault rails, I gotta imagine
so
he's
I'm
gonna
not exactly
launch.
worried about air. I don't have scouting information on him. I have air, like... I didn't take the threat seriously enough, I guess.
Yeah, because once you see this assault ship, you just say, okay, well he has assault ship tech, he definitely could have air, and then back off. It's tempting to take these trades, right? But I think actually A-Game's only
I'm
go one, though.
I'm more tempted to just like charge in there and try and get as much damage as I can done.
Well, so I know this is true in vanilla. I haven't tested it in patch, but actually with the dart maneuver, you can dodge interceptors like the missiles with the assault railguns. I should definitely try this out in patch because I don't know if it works actually anymore. But,
if anything, it's faster in patch.
I think it's actually slower but longer duration, so it might not. I know that the interceptors had their AoE boosted as well. Here comes that first interceptor now, by the way. This is good damage, though. I mean, you've pushed him off of second base. He only built one interceptor. Looks like he's got a second one finishing in a moment here.
So he's got too many sand skimmers up for me right now. And even if I trade favorably here, and I'm like continuously barraging sand skimmers, I'm not gonna be able to do that. So I just sacrifice everything to get some salvagers there.
Right. So it's just kind of an all-in play at this point, then. Unfortunately, that will be these assault rails being forfeit then. You have gotten damage on his side, but the question is the damage of losing your army
unfortunately,
worse?
he's raiding me with that assault ship, and I bleed an assault rail instead of killing that assault ship for free.
Oh, I didn't catch that. Okay, that's actually a big deal, isn't it?
Yeah. And, I failed to micro away my salvager on my expansion, so I lose that unnecessarily.
Oh, man. The Honor Guard is out, though, and Honor Guard anti-air, you have the money to tech it.
Yeah, I think I get that a little later.
Yeah, because at this point, you've kind of got to do it
another
right now.
Honor Guard at this point.
I see. Yeah, but the air units might, if they wanted to, just kill it. I guess he doesn't have enough just yet, but... And A-Game coming in for some attacks on that third base as well. If he comes back in for one, he can finish off these salvagers, I've got to imagine. There they are.
Looks like it's gonna come out, yeah.
He actually lost an interceptor there. He might even lose two. Okay, he gets this one out, but... Yeah, definitely, the Eco Harass is worth it, though, if you lose, like, one interceptor. And damage 2 coming out for A-Game, as well as Bomber Fab. This could be really rough. This might just... There might just not be enough anti-air here.
So I'm not worried about the damage on the skimmers, for the most part.
Because you've got that Honor Guard, right?
Yeah. And I've got the assault rails, so if they're diving that Honor Guard, they're not focusing the assault rails.
Right. And if they aren't diving the Honor Guard, they really just have to leave, because they're going to take a huge amount of damage to that. Looks like he does want to dive it, though. I don't know, this seems a bit questionable. Like, the longer A-Game stays here, the worse things could get. That being said, he is actually doing really well. He's staying on the Honor Guard, so it has to rotate.
That's the problem, is that the Honor Guard is stuck rotating.
Yeah.
And its wind-up time on that cannon is too damn long.
Actually, wow, look at this. A-Game is going to be able to trade out, like, all of these assault rails. The Honor Guard just getting his first shot off. This is huge for him. I didn't think he'd be able to get this done. Oh my.
It's a bit of a head-scratcher.
Yeah, just really good control there. I guess that the assault rails also really needed to, like, get further away so that the skims had to choose between either them or the Honor Guard. But A-Game moved these units exactly where they needed to be. This is kind of like 2016 era A-Game. That's what it reminds me of. It's going to wipe out the third base as well here. And that honor guard is actually still in range, but it just it can't quite finish this off here, it looks like. Whoa. We have an honor guard going to space. Can confirm an honor guard is going into space. This is pretty hype. Is this happening on your screen? Sometimes I feel like I'm the only one who this happens to.
No, it doesn't happen to me.
Oh my gosh. This one's even higher than last time. He's got to be like... He's got to be like 20 kilometers in the air. This is an air unit at this point, right?
Dude, it's a satellite.
Yeah, how come you don't have more vision?
Orbital weapon that it deployed.
Yeah, yeah. How come you don't have more vision with this thing? That's what I'm asking. This is madness. Okay, so A-Game's little push in with the Sand Skimmers, though, has been very successful, I think we can say, to sum all that up. And he does have the Bombers out now as well, so he's going to have a follow-up here, too. It looks like then he's going to go into Siege Cruiser Fab. That's kind of hype. The thing about the Bombers is that Honor Guard and Anti-Air is still really effective, but the Bombers should be able to get some kills if they want to on them, or they can dodge them and just kind of focus on a different side of the map. It's like that Anti-Air, though, is actually going to hit the Bombers pretty hard here. They're sort of sitting in the middle of it. Yeah, one Bomber going to go down already. This PC might even finish off this other one.
The other one is going to die with PC, I think? No.
Yeah, it manages to get out, yeah. Okay, so really good anti-air reveal then off the Honor Guards, man. Just to kill a Bomber, I'd say that's worth it for 2 salves. How do you think Siege fares against Honor Guards? Because this is going to be kind of interesting. We don't usually see that. On this map, probably pretty good, right?
So... The Siege... It's impactful, but it is risky.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the other choice he had here, right, is to go for Railgun Fab, or to go for, like, massive carrier power.
Right, and then he's trying to make up for a deficiency in Railguns against Honor Guard cruisers that already have AA.
Yeah, yeah, which doesn't feel great. So I can see why he goes for Siege here, but I wonder if carrier power and some focus on, like, extractions might have been able to kind of seal the deal alone, but,
That's what I was worried about here, is, holy crap, I have to take control of the field.
Yeah. What I'm thinking about Siege, though, is that, okay, A-Game here in chat is telling us the real reason. He says, I go for Siege because somebody has to test it. Fair enough, fair enough. But you can see, actually, he's taking the EMP shell already, right? And my thought here is that the Honor Guards really make it difficult for A-Game to justify going for Sand Skimmers, right? But if he can land an EMP for the Siege on the Honor Guards, the Sand Skimmers can actually come in and kill it. Yeah, maybe not as much as we thought, true, but definitely when you have 2 of them now, it's going to be even harder for him to get anything done there. And by the way, they're actually bunched up, though, so the Bomber could go for that main base where the carrier is right now. Well, I call it the main. It's like the 3rd or 2nd, whatever you want to call it. But, yeah, definitely I think Siege, you can see how it has definitely like an opportunity where it could kill everything here if he gets a good engage off with it. A couple of assault ships still pressuring that base, by the way. A-Game really should commit the Bomber, though, I think, because he can definitely, kill these cells.
I don't think spending resources on missile ships was necessarily a great call here.
Yeah.
Or maybe I alternatively should have gone for more missile ships.
And cover all the bases. Use the barrage, yeah.
Right, and then use the barrage to deal with his assault ships.
There's actually a bit more power available in this carrier that's not being used. But amazingly, you're keeping all these salves alive. I really don't know how. Oh, they might go down now, though. Yeah, it looks like that assault ship's gonna finally finish off a couple kills.
It's too many.
Oh, what the huge engage going on here? I missed this. Oh dear, actually the skims for you just really trading in there where they shouldn't have. And now the siege crews are gonna start its barrage on the whatchamacallit, on the 3rd base location, I guess we'll call this.
And it's just gonna melt.
Yeah, I mean those salvagers have to evacuate. There's not really much else to do. Salvagers being killed on the 2nd as well.
With the most damage.
Yeah, actually it is. At any rate, though, if the PC is not there, these cells might as well go to the 2nd base. I can see you're thinking the same way, so they're moving out there. But this is tricky because A-Game has gotten up onto this position where Siege is very, very good on Tauren Crater. And this has been true forever, but especially on this layout of the map, I think, where obviously, like, your carrier doesn't... How do I say it? Like, because the difference in the carrier spawns is often a bit more time to get this kind of thing to work out.
So I think what I should have done, in all honesty here, is instead of teching honor guards, I should have teched missile ships, and I should have gotten the direct fire barrage upgrade.
That'd be kind of cool, too, because, like, no one gets that upgrade, right? But... I mean, it can really be impactful.
So, and the answer is, it's not so much for the assault ships, it's for killing the siege cruisers, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, and again, as he said, we're gonna see how that works
because
in the,
that unit has
cast
a
between
ton of
you and
HP.
me. Yeah.
And because it has so much HP, it's basically immune to AoE.
Yeah, right, so the siege cruisers don't really do that much damage to it. Whereas, as you know, like, if you weren't aware of this, for those of you watching, the siege cruiser was changed from the last patch to where the direct fire from, it's indirect fire, but like the auto fire from the siege cruiser does quite a bit more of its damage share at this point. And the barrage is lower range, but higher, lower cooldown as well, so... basically, those siege cruisers actually do a lot of damage just passively, just kind of lobbing shells over to the opponent, but... As MarchWaden was just saying, those missile ships are not going to take a lot of damage to that.
And importantly, they have low HP, those siege cruisers.
Yes,
like,
very low.
The siege cruiser actually has only 200 more HP. Actually, it has less HP than an upgraded missile ship.
Actually, that's true. I never thought about that. Huh. EMP, by the way, going to be thrown on MarchWaden's carrier here. I'm actually not a huge fan of that. I think maybe he could have saved it for something else, but...
The cooldown is low enough that nobody really cares.
Actually, yeah, it's only like 45
look at that damage
seconds.
coming out of my carrier.
Yeah. Takes it down to half there. Meanwhile, though, the Skims are going to try to trade in here. They get on top of the Honor Guards, but they choose to move off to the Assault Rails here. Honor Guard's not targeting them, though, and I can see why they would want to target this Assault Ship, but I think they actually really need to deal with the Skims first. Skims actually, though, not finishing off this kill. A-Game maybe in Sensors doesn't realize how low that one is. Oh dear. This is quite unfortunate for A-Game. He's actually not killing this Honor Guard. Okay, he does get the kill finally.
He's gonna get both of them, I think.
Yeah, he probably will. Yeah, he is gonna get that second HGC, I believe. It does go down.
Yeah,
this Assault Ship here. Guardian now at this point, but you're right, MarchWaden. At this point, both of the Honor Guards going down, there's not really much that you can do about this.
And, you know, there's that kind of siege cruiser I got. It's too late into the game, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. In fact, it could probably be killed by a bomber here if A-Game wanted to, like, finish it off that way. But, I mean, he doesn't even really need to. So.
Well, I mean, it couldn't be killed by a bomber with the AA nearby, I don't think.
Yeah, fair. There's a missile ship here. And obviously that PC can do some anti-air also.
But at this point, I'm, you know, on 1.5 bases. A-Game has mined out as well, but that doesn't really matter.
In fact, he can bring those salvagers onto your third if he wants it. Which would be pretty BM, but it's what I would do, so... EMP gonna attempt to land on the rails here. It's actually a little early.
I'm no stranger to BMing by stealing from opponent's base.
Oh yeah. In fact, as I recall, you did that in like your first tournament. You tried to take A-Game's third base instead of your own.
I think versus someone else, I did try that, yes.
Yeah, on Firebase.
And that did not go unscouted like I was hoping, because that decision was me going, okay, I basically lost this. Let's see if we can't just get back into the game with some mind-boggling weirdness.
Yeah. I thought it was funny. I was a fan of that. Heavy rails, by the way, being produced by A-Game, so he does have that tech now, finally. I mean, I'm not kidding in this case, though. He definitely should take those salvagers and move on to your third, because that's like a secure location for him, actually. But you can see the carrier moving back out here. He recognizes this is maybe like a... You wouldn't call this a base trade, but like, you're flipping positions now. You're gonna go attack his base because it's all you can really do left. So,
yeah.
Definitely, though, in the meantime, while A-Game is still getting money because he's still mining, this is gonna be very nice for him. He does have those heavy rails now. And like on paper, siege cruisers might be able to fight them, but this game is definitely beyond that point. So, actually, range calibration finishing for him though. It's an interesting call. Actually, Phoenix will remember this. Oh, and by the way, A-Game is...
Why not, right?
A-Game is barraging himself?
Wait, what?
Are you seeing this?
No?
Yeah, he barraged his own skims there. It's just kind of funny.
Was that auto fire?
Maybe it was auto fire, yeah. Oh, because the barrage went to the right side, didn't it? Anyhow, what was I gonna say? I've forgotten, so it probably doesn't matter. Range calibration is here, though. It's turned on, and these rails are gonna be... Obviously, even without that, they were gonna be enough to fight off the opponent, but definitely...
Now, I have managed
nice
to get
icing
up
on the cake.
3 Conf siege cruisers, but that's not going to matter.
Oh yeah, now I remember what I was gonna say. So, Phoenixio will know about this, but when we were doing our like 2v2 tournament back when that was still a thing before it just kind of ran out of steam, he and I were going for this strategy where we would just try and rush every opponent out of the game by going for like a rail rush combined with an AAV rush. And the only thing that could beat us was Con of Siege, because even with range calibration, they just had more range than us. But that was before the big Siege.
This was in vanilla?
This was in patch, but it was back in like Jaraci 4 or something. So this was before the cooldown nerfs came on the Siege cruisers, but that was a really interesting... No, it wasn't mod patch. This is the tournament that No Fun was organizing A-Game. But yeah, that was a really interesting like problem that we ran up to, because like the railguns could actually be killed by that barrage from the Con of Siege, and they were just too expensive to lose that way. By the way, railguns here, turning off the range calibration because that Con of carrier is pretty close.
Yeah.
But this does look like the Desperado play. I think the game will be over here. A-Game's carrier actually getting power 5, so he's gonna have the missile barrage in a moment, but he's coming up from the backside.
No,
I like that you're still trying for this,
shouldn't
though.
have pushed in quite so hard with the carrier, because...
I mean, it's probably academic.
I did clean up those siege cruisers
but...
pretty effectively with that missile system.
It's true, yeah, it's true. I mean, maybe there was actually... Like, if
maybe
your
there was
opponent...
a glimmer of hope if I'd had that sooner.
Yeah, like, if your opponent made quite a mistake, maybe there was something to do here. Or perhaps, like, when the siege cruisers were attacking your third base, if you could have brought the carrier there to deal with it, but...
Yeah. Units destroyed tab is more even than I thought it would be, but
I
he
can't
just
check
had
it
so
out.
much more C's and LUs.
Yeah.
That doesn't show up for you after the game?
After the game is done, the continue button's in the way, so you can't get to it. It's kind of funny.
Huh, that shows up for me on the continue button.
Oh, really? Huh.
Maybe it's because I was one of the players in the game?
I don't think so, because like the way that it runs it is actually it treats you as the green player. I can actually get like achievements for extracting artifacts if I'm watching replays. It's pretty funny.
Next game is Kalash Teeth.
Indeed. Let's go ahead and load that one up. It's gonna be a faction flip up this time. MarchWaden picking first, of course, because this is game 2. He's gonna pick Conef, and A-Game picks Sawan for this one. I think in that case, Kalash Teeth still. I mean, obviously it was a good default pick for you. You seem to win quite a lot on that map, but. I think this is also... I don't know, this is also just a good pick for the factions, because obviously Coalition and Savan are not bad on this map by any regard, but Con of Siege is just so good. This could definitely be a good map for you.
Alright, and we're ready.
Okay, I'll tell you when I get there then. Alright, 3, 2, 1, go. I counted unevenly there. I'm a musician, I should know better. Anyway... So like I said, here we are jumping into game 2, and LEVFab has already started for AGameAnx here, with that base runner retired. So it definitely looks like he wants to go for some early pressure. Meanwhile, MarchWaden, looks like you're going for Assault Ship aggro or something like that? Tell me what your game plan is here.
I think it does end up being aggro with Sandskimmers.
Oh, okay. The base runner retired comes out though, so there's not going to be any blast drone cheese here. And yes, you are right, Phoenix. A-Game is the one who won last game, so this actually brings his score in the group stage to 5-0. If he were to win this game, then he will be undefeated in groups. Quite an accomplishment. Sandskimmer Fab done for MarchWaden now. And that PC, I imagine, will move out across the field momentarily. Okay,
yeah,
so actually it's AV Fab here, so AGameAnx going for an AV rush. My bad. I was thinking LEVs because I haven't seen this build actually for a while now. But hey, this is Kalash Teeth, so I mean AVs are obviously pretty good here. Actually, you know what else AVs are really good for though is obviously this PC. What am I talking about? MarchWaden only has Sandskimmers, right? So you haven't got any tech here, so maybe the AVs can actually just kind of kill this blob here, but we'll have to see though. I know a lot of players have been complaining in Jaraci patch that it seems that Sandskimmers and LAVs are able to fight armored units too effectively, but I still am in the camp that, you know, they're just not using them right, and so I'd love to see what A-Game is able to do against them here.
I think the problem is that you can be forced to...
By the way, A-Game really wants to get that kill finished on the Sandskimmer. He's gonna get it, too.
It's worth it for him to do so.
Yeah, definitely. But the AVs are out now. Anyway, so as you were saying with the AVs versus Strikecraft here?
Oh, it feels like you can't really cover terrain effectively.
Right.
Because you have to spread them thin enough to cover the terrain while still keeping them tight enough that they're not going to be picked up one by one. Yeah. And I think the answer to this is you don't just use tanks. You use tanks plus Sandskimmers, and then you form this layered reactive defense.
Right.
Where you slow them down despite having a numerical disadvantage by using the LAVs or the Sandskimmers at the edges, and then that buys time for the tanks to condense.
Right.
And, you know, the AAV is especially good at this because it has its smoke.
Yeah, so even if it's getting caught out a little bit, it can smoke itself by time for the LEVs to get there, and then they can engage together.
Yeah. I think this is actually, like, the assault ship is in a really bad position to do that. Because it's AoE, it needs to be stacked up a lot to damage, and it has slow turn rate, so it can be overwhelmed very easily and effectively. And it's got lower armored base to begin with.
Yeah, that's true.
So...
Assault ships, though, their AoE being buffed in the last patch, they really are quite scary to Strikecraft, I think, if you use them right.
They are scary to Strikecraft, but you have to keep them bunched up.
Exactly.
Proportionally to how bunched up your enemy Strikecraft are.
And along with, you know, the speed disadvantage, that does mean your opponent can maneuver around you, too.
The AAV, on the other hand, is actually able to, you know, defend against Strikecraft, not just, you know, counter them by aggressing.
Yeah. So I think definitely you're right, though, like, assault ships should not, you know, be dying to Strikecraft as much as they are. It's more that, like, you need to... I don't know, like, you definitely can't just say, oh, hey, I have an assault ship, but he can't kill me with skims here. Like, well, you can, right, if you don't have enough. By the way, first fight gonna come out here with the AVs engaging on the Sandskimmers right now. They probably want to focus fire that assault ship, though. It's like he'll just try and back away
here. We just, the blob ends up fragmenting as soon as I go in, because I just don't micro it fast enough, and I honestly lose the game off of this engage.
Oh really? It's gonna be like that then? I mean, I guess it is true. You always worry in this situation that like your opponent is gonna do a lot of damage, like right. You know, how do I say? He's gonna slow you down from getting onto 3 base, and that's bad enough. But if he gets salvager kills, which he just has here, he's managed to get 2. Probably gonna get a 3rd here. All of a sudden, you know, MarchWaden being forced to rebuild his bases, like, how is he ever gonna do that and fight off his opponent's army at the same time?
So I only lose 1 salvager, actually. So
I actually got 3 going down.
Wait, oh, am I? You know, I was looking at the miners tab, and I reversed it in my head. It looked like, you know, it's 1 out of 3 that was full, not empty. Whoops.
I see, yeah. Phoenix is saying, here comes the 6-0. Yeah, and he may well be right, of course. We do have Railfab coming out for A-Game here. So MarchWaden has to, you know, refill his bases here. If he wanted to go air at all.
I have to defend with assault ships, and I'm not in a great position to aggress now. Even though I've fended him off, because, you know, Saban carrier has rails.
Yeah. And A-Game's saying, by the way, kind of scared after throwing 3 AVs, but I don't know, the number of skims that you had already killed there, I think that definitely makes it worth it.
Yeah, that was me throwing, not you.
Yeah. Armor 3 coming out from MarchWaden as well here, because he really doesn't want to lose to these AVs, but the thing is, by the time these assault ships get to the main base here, A-Game is already going to have rails out, so it's not like they're going to be able to attack.
I needed to go for siege cruisers here, and I don't end up doing that.
Yeah. And I was saying, like, this was going to delay you if you went for air, right? So that wasn't really an option anymore. Siege cruisers would still do okay, though, right? Because clearly these AVs are out. Assault ships up on the high ground here. They're feeling kind of okay about this, but the targeting jammer comes out in a really nice position. Obviously, the railgun is there as well, getting that Sunder in. The Skims could jump onto it, but they might get trapped if they go in there. And the AVs looks like going to go back to try and defend the railgun, but these A-Lones are doing a lot of damage already. Smoke could be deployed again by A-Game to keep this rail alive here. I imagine it will. Oh, shoot. Okay, it looks like he actually just survives by the dunes on its own. No, MarchWaden really wants to commit onto this. I don't really know what he's doing now. This is going to be all these Skims going down here, probably. And Assault Ships can't get anything done either, so the counter push is not going to work for MarchWaden here. He does have one base runner picking up an extraction, though, which is kind of nice.
Now, I'm going to miss this extract by the skin of my teeth, but that's because of the idle base runner.
Oh, right, yeah, it's not moving yet, and there is an AV on the way here. Hey, we've seen that before, right?
Yeah, where have we seen that before?
Oh, I don't know. You remember in the series that we played together? I think actually on Kalash Teeth this happened where like you had a base runner on the extraction zone, but it died. And it was like gonna be the game-winning artifact or something, I think.
Yep.
Crippling, man.
Or no, my carrier died because I just like blundered in there like a...
Oh yeah, right before the artifact scored. I remember that. Oh, it was horrible.
Don't remind me.
A-Game says, I think my AVs died 0 to 5 now. I'm not sure what he... or traded? Oh, yeah, right, like the AVs didn't die. Oh, that extraction was close, though. That was ridiculous. That was like less than a tenth of a second, I bet, between like getting out.
It shouldn't have been.
Oh, man, yeah, because it was idle there. Yikes. That's a feels bad,
I'm just gonna like feed in my assault ships piecemeal. It doesn't work out.
Yeah, in fact, this one that's damaged could be focused down here, I think, if A-Game notices that. He's got targeting jammer as well that he can deploy.
Yeah, which he will do.
Yeah, down that goes. In combo with that smoke, maybe actually not the best play from A-Game. I think he maybe could have traded a little better here, but it's going to be okay, right? Because he's going to get one, probably two. It's going to be close. No, he does get that second one to safety. But he gets the extract out and he buys enough time for these AVs to come anyways. They're probably going to save that base runner too. And the rail is here now.
Here comes his rail.
Yeah, so this is not really going to work either.
And I'm going to just lose all three of these here. Rails plus LAVs, so AAVs rather, is very scary because of the Sunder.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, once that Sunder lands...
That's almost like a 50% damage increase.
Yeah, it's crazy.
In the damage that they're doing.
It's crazy. Like, +4 per shot on a unit that right now is doing 7. Yeah, that's actually like 50%, so... Not to mention, by the way, Mark Target could come out too if he wants to like focus to the same one and then get like a 25% damage bonus on top of that, so... Definitely looking a little bit scary at that point. Interceptors out for MarchWaden now, by the way, but again, I think Con of Siege probably was the right choice here. Because Interceptors are going to be able to have control of the field for a bit here, but not for long. A-Game is going to have options to get anti-air if he wants them.
Look at that, he's got a turret post down already.
Yeah, exactly. He's already got an anti-air turret post here. And he can set down more too, so obviously the Strike Fighter's influence is going to be a little bit limited here. Cleans up the backstab though, so it's got that value. But Siege, I think, definitely going to be the right choice if you could have played this one back again. Also, knowing those Interceptors are docking, A-Game, it looks like, going to go for another extract here, and he should be able to get this one out. And yeah, you're right, A-Game, this map, it is very easy to cover with anti-air. Because, like, you have the big rocks that you can put the turrets behind, right? And if you lose control of, like, that area for, like, ground army, you probably have just lost the game already, to be honest, so... Oh, really nice starting jammer there, by the way. A-Game could even smoke here, but, like, the railguns are doing so much damage to the assault ships, he might just win this anyway. Oh, wow. Yeah, really nice trades here all around by A-Game, and the turret post is up as well, so this is going to kill one of the Interceptors. So, they didn't manage to stop the extract. And they did... Oh, looks like you're going to engage on the turret now with some more Interceptors here, but this is risky. One of them's already going to go down.
Yeah, and I just missed micro here
really
quite badly. Like they're circling halfway back around and they're already over their tower.
Yeah. Uh-oh, and then the new Interceptor that comes in.
I'm trying to turn them around fast, but it's just terrible.
Yeah. This will happen sometimes.
And then the third missile misses on that last strike one, so I can't even kill the turret.
Yeah. Oh, okay, the turret does go down just barely by like the very last shot fired by the interceptor. It only managed to get one of its 2 missiles off, but I'll say though that is extremely relatable. If you've watched my games, you know I'm not the best with air.
It's especially bad with these rocks in the way, I think. Like, I think that matters for air, doesn't it? Or does it not?
I don't think so, no. Because you can't give a move order onto the rocks, but you shouldn't have to. And they don't turn differently when there's terrain like that underneath them.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah. Assault ships here actually getting onto a good position to hit these railguns, though, but there is smoke from the AV, so they'll probably be fine. Still, though, it's nice that these assault ships at least can kind of plug up the gap here and stop your opponent from getting out, but his carrier is already making this play here. 3 support cruisers, by the way, up on the front line, and he does have BC Fab coming too, as well as support cruiser anti-air, I noticed. Right? Doesn't he?
Yeah, and there were just too many misses there with the interceptor missiles.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, it's not a reliable weapon against most ground weapons.
Definitely. Especially Strikecraft, you'll notice they're generally quite bad against, but...
Strikecraft being bad against is nothing new.
But like railguns, they usually hit, but sometimes they don't. You have to kind of sometimes worry that like maybe your interceptors won't be as predictable as you had hoped. Bomber gonna get damage on that support cruiser, but it's not gonna finish the kill. Does manage to escape with its life, which is nice, but this is unfortunate. Nothing really panning out for MarchWaden so far. And fighter and gunship tech is coming out for AGame 2. That's a result. That's a response to seeing the bombers for sure. And he does have those BCs, like I said, so he's going to be able to get a lot of work done here. Support cruiser also coming out here to heal the support cruiser on the main base too, which I actually really like that move. Phoenix Theo getting excited that obviously support cruisers are being built here, but he's unhappy that there are battle cruisers as well. I don't know, Phoenix Theo, I don't know, but we've been over that before, I suppose. These skims in kind of an interesting position here, but the bomber's going to go in on the battle cruiser on the front line now. Actually doing a bit of split fire here as MarchWaden. I don't like this. But he wants to commit into what he's going to go for. He's going to get one of the bombers out if he wants.
I don't care about the Saban carrier being there. I want to kill the support cruisers. With
yeah. The first bomb went down on the battle cruiser though, so a bit of an unfortunate focus fire mistake there.
Actually, that was deliberate because it wasn't a good deliberate, but I was thinking of something.
Yeah, I know the type. MarchWaden gonna get 2 of the bombers out though, which is okay. You'd kind of expect this against medium air though. AGame, of course, gonna be able to ward them off with that support cruiser anti-air. They can't just do whatever they want, but he only gets 1 kill. That's kind of how bombers work. But he's gonna have these strike fighters up in a moment. And because he's obviously got the ground-based air, it's not like MarchWaden's gonna be able to kill those strike fighters using interceptors. So he should probably be able to get the bombers next time they launch here. Meanwhile, kind of siege here trying to fight the BCs, but it should go down here. Yeah, it will. Wasn't somebody saying that like battle cruisers were terrible? They couldn't even kill Con of Siege. I don't know. Anyway, second Con of Siege cruiser gonna launch here, but the Con of Carrier does not really have any power, which is gonna be quite difficult for it. Really, the only thing it's got to kill these BCs is gonna have to be the bombers, but I don't know, the bombers are probably just gonna die to the strike fighters, right? You can see AGame's already circling, he knows that this is coming. 2 BC's gonna die already though. Right? I would think so. Yeah, okay, there it goes, the second one. He may even get this third, but it's tricky. Yeah, he's going to invest for it, so he does catch it, but one of the bombers goes down. So no air units at all left from MarchWaden, and that carrier is just too low. This is probably like an F2 click moment, I think, for AGame. Actually, his battle cruiser is prioritizing salvagers, which is a touch awkward. Gonna have to use that smoke to try and get out of there. EMP landing is nice though, and MarchWaden does have that Con of Carrier, so you can use the missiles if he wants, but just no power in that system really. Didn't get that artifact out either, which would have been pretty big. Siege Cruiser will be killed by these strike fighters here. And you know, the BC might not even die to this Con of Carrier missile system here, but at any rate, the Saban carrier will show up, and that should be all she wrote for MarchWaden. AGame idling a suspicious amount right here, but actually look at this, an anti-air turret post manages to catch that interceptor. Oh, he could have docked. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Woulda, coulda, shoulda.
Woulda, coulda, shoulda. Yep. Yes, indeed. We've all felt that playing DOK before. But it looks like for sure this game is gonna be over in a moment here. Yeah, actually, MarchWaden, he sees that as well. He's gonna choose to GG, and that will be A-Game taking the series 2-0 and going undefeated in Group A. In case he didn't already know that A-Game was pretty good at this game, he does manage to win that one.
He definitely brought his A game.
He brought his A-Game. Yep, that's a thing, all right. I can't even get mad, right?
That's what they said.
I can't even get mad because this is like my joke at this point. So, well, thanks for tuning in. I think we will do a Steam key giveaway now. So,
See, that was a lame joke I made, but it was an acceptable meta joke.
indeed, definitely was.